she asked is why this open tube here, ductus arteriosus, is not blood is going from pulmonary trunk to aorta, not from aorta to go down, because with the pressure higher, then it should go down. That's a good question. Okay, and then I go back to check my book and then find out in the fetus it's different story. In the fetus, the blood major coming from inferior vena cava and not from the whole body, it's from this ductus venosus from the mother's side. And the pressure, they do study, the pressure in the right ventricle is slightly higher than left ventricle. And so that pulmonary trunk pressure is higher than aortic pressure. So it will come down. And when you check the figure, you see a lot of blood going from aorta, go inside this arterial, ductus arterius, and go down to pulmonary trunk. And we call it pattern ductus arterius, meaning they don't close well. They're not complete close. And that is one common disease, just like you don't close very well, this fossa over is not formed well. Okay, so when the blood from aorta go down to here is abnormal. It's because it's not complete closed. And after birth, the left side pressure will be higher. Okay, but in the fetus, the right side is higher than the left side. Okay, so that's a difference. Okay. And good. I think some of you asked very good question. You get it? Right, right. In the adult, the left ventricle pump the blood more pressure than the right side, because it send to the whole body circulation, and about 5 to 6 times higher pressure, so they can sustain our whole system. But in the fetus, different story. Fetus right side is slightly higher than left side, and so they can maintain this pulmonary trunk, this artery. Which way to go? Because the flow already going from high pressure to low pressure, and from pulmonary trunk go out to aorta, you need a higher pressure is below the pulmonary trunk, and so can pump blood up. Okay, and if not closed, completely closed, that cause a problem after birth. The blood from aorta will go down to here, and no way to go to here because the valve here. So they go to the lung, and the lung got edema, accumulated blood. Okay, so in the newborn, one problem is the fossa ovalis not formed, and one is the ligamentum arterius not completely solid. Okay. So that's a good question. Okay. All right, now let's go to immune system. Very interesting chapter. In this chapter, we're talking about 5 things. One is the fluid, we call lympha. In the blood, we call plasma. One is the tube, we call lymphatic vessel or lymphatics. In the blood, we call artery or vein. And the cell, we call lymphocyte. And phagocyte, some different type of white blood cell, and others small part of them. 2 type of structure we call tissue or organ. Lymphoid tissue, a little bit soft. Lymphoid organ outside cover a little bit solid. Lymphoid organ only 3 parts: spleen, thymus, and the lymph nodes. Okay. Now we will go one by one. The first, the lympha is no color because none of the red blood cell inside. And similar to plasma, but only difference, they don't have protein. They don't have albumin or globulin. The lymphatic system is protect us against all kinds of disease, and it can respond to what? Pathogen. That means outside there's foreign cell, viruses or bacteria or fungi or parasites. Okay. Or even not a cell, it's just a chemical, toxin, any kind of toxin. Okay. Abnormal body cell like cancer or tumor. Okay. Now the other term we call it immune system, and sometimes it got confused. Okay, is immune equal to lymphatic system? No, every cell has this ability to against pathogen, and they all involve produce some kind of immunity, and so some cell is not lymphatic system. So I make a two figure. Immune system is much greater than lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is part of it. It's for the circulation of lymph. Okay, we lost 15% of fluid in the tissue, and so it locate here, and also some lymph nodes. So immune is every cell they have ability for defense pathogen. Now probably I can be bigger. The other term is specific defenses and non-specific. What does it mean? The specific defense take care by the cell we call lymphocyte, either B lymphocyte or T lymphocyte. They can identify, they can attack this pathogen, and with a specific ability, I better put this, they have memory. Once they contact, they have memory. What is a non-specific defense? They also attack the neutrophil, also attack bacteria. But after they attack it, they forget it. Okay, so every time they coming from the first step. Okay, so they cannot distinguish one attack from the other attack. Okay, so that's a difference. Now we go to the detail with every one of this. We start from the fruit here. I like this cartoon from the other textbook. It tell you our body fluid has a balance. Pump out the blood and go to the blood capillary, and fluid return from the venous system, and we only return 85%, and it's not balanced. So go to the tissue. How we do that? We go to the lymphatic system, go to a lot of tube, lymphatic vessel, go to lymph nodes, and finally we'll go not directly to the heart, very big vein here, and then return to the heart. So the biggest tube in the lymphatic system is the lymph duct or lymphoid duct. Okay. So you had this concept. All our body fluid will be balanced. Send out will take back 100%. This from the old textbook, and this from the new textbook. Actually, the same thing. But new textbook was summarized as one side is tissue and organ, a little bigger structure, and this side is just for the lymphatic vessel and nodes. Okay. So we can see the green color is almost around all part of body. Then if test question will ask you, okay, what part of body we don't have lymphatic vessel there? Okay, and your answer is brain. In the brain we don't have lymphatic vessel. Okay, and every part of body we all have it. All right, now we can go one by one. I would like to go either way. This one may be a little bit longer. You can see the center part here, a big tube, and go to the body left side, and here's the end. Okay, I can't hear. They call thoracic duct or left lymphatic duct, and here's the end of the other tube, called right lymphatic duct. And it looks like right side and left side not even, right? Not even. And look like all the low limb, two leg, and abdominal cavity all comes out with a single pathway. And so that's very interesting, different from blood vessel. And then go back to here, I like this one, let's show you. In the right side, that right lymphatic duct cover about upper chest, right side of the neck and the head. I mean the head I'm talking about only skin, okay, only not the brain tissue, and right hand. And the other called thoracic duct, it cover about 3/4 of body. And this one only 1/4. And if we amplify the chest, how we see be lower than diaphragm, we see this accumulate a little bit enlarged, and the green color here is thoracic duct, and all the way up, and go back to this left internal carotid backside, and then come back here. I put a cross mark, that means they enter left secreting vein right here for the whole left part and the abdominal area and the two legs. And the right side on the chest and the head and the neck and the right hand, it go enter here, right secreting vein. I put a cross mark here, and you can see it's not even. Okay, this left side is much bigger. And nearby, two blue ones, I think I already showed you. One is an axial vein, and one is a hemiaxial vein. It's a hemiaxial vein parallel this one. Okay, what I mean, I will tell you a little bit later. Okay, now we go down to here. Function for the lymphatic system: produce, maintain lymphocytes. For the lymphocyte, we're talking about B lymphocyte, T lymphocyte, and NK cell. Where they can produce majorly bone marrow, we call it red bone marrow. But it also can produce in where? Soft tissue, lymphoid tissue, like tonsil. Hard tissue, lymphoid organ, spleen, sinus, lymph node, and little bit, but majorly it put majorly bone marrow. Okay. Now, for the tube, we'll come back later. Okay. We compare the terminal of the lymphatic capillary and the blood capillary. And here, what I say here, all blue color is all the characters belong to the lymphatic capillary. It originates as a pocket, it means a dead end. Okay. Diameter a little bit larger than blood vessel. The wall is thinner, irregular in shape, and have valve. We call it lymphatic valve, just like a venous valve. This is from Old Textbook. This is from New Textbook. What's the difference? Color different. Okay. Can they charge you more money? Okay. They're kind of funny. Okay. Why they change the color? Okay. Not much sense. Okay. That's arterial end, venule, and blood capillary. And where start from the lymphatic vessel, starting from here, that end, starting from that end. And what's the function? They collect the fluid, lymph, and then send to the bigger lymphatic vessel. Okay, and he's buried inside and then go here. Some white blood cell can penetrate from blood vessel and then go into this lymphatic vessel. And more funny thing is this old version. They tell you they from different dead end branches, and this one nearby is blood vessel. The white blood cell can go out, fluid can go out, and then go to the bigger one, and this one can go to the bigger, larger lymphatic vessel. And the new version, how they do it, they change it to 90 degrees, complete 90 degrees. Okay. You see this two end, this big one here, right? It's right here. Okay, this is turn it a little bit. Okay, it looks like different figure, right? But it's actually the same. Okay, it's the same thing. Now, if we put all together, this one's arterial, this one's venule, and this one is very vessel. Okay, and we put this yellow color here, and then you can see they have valve. Okay, even very tiny in very vessel. And if we had a cross section, and how it look like? Okay, artery have more smooth muscle, and vein has a little bit less, a little bit irregular shape, and lymphatic vessel even smaller. You only can see the cell circulate, we call still called endothelium cell. And so the cross section we cannot see valve. Longitudinal section we can see a little V-shaped valve. This one cannot see very well. This one can see a little bit better. The valve here, like a V shape. Okay, and that's very vessel. On this